Hey, how's it going? So in this video, I want to really dive down into the fundamentals of economics. What is economics fundamentally? Um, and I honestly think people generally tend to overcomplicate the hell out of economics. But I generally think it's very simple. In essence, you have two parties at a very simple level. You have two parties, and then um, basically, two parties are basically going to exchange value to each other. And this is what's typically known as a transaction. So you provide value to someone, and they provide value back. This is what I call the exchange of value. And this is basically all economics is. I think that people in Western countries are starting to think that wealth or money is a indication that someone is evil, or bad or selfish. But economically speaking, the more wealth that someone has, the more likely it is they have provided value to other people and they have captured that value. For example, I think if someone is worth $100, then they at least have provided $1,000 of value to other people, and then those people decided that what the value that person A was giving to them was worth $100. Especially now in America's capitalist society, unless you are born rich, I do not think that it is possible to make a lot of money unless you provide value or some value in the form of products and services to other people. That I don't think it's possible to become wealthy otherwise. You have to provide value in society for you to generate income. Income is essentially the exchange of value in reverse. So you are providing value to someone, they think what you have is valuable to them, and then they provide value back to you, which is income. Now, if you run out of income, if you are expending monies, like if you have a lot of expenses, then you are running out of value that you can. You're essentially providing people too much value in regards to your income and algos. So I only think there's two ways. You have income and you have expenses, and that's pretty much it. Income is how much value you provide to others, and expenses are how much value you are providing to people in exchange for their products and or services. And so if your expenses exceed your income, then typically what happens is you start to run out of goods and services that you can provide to other people. And so like I honestly think economics fundamentally is altruistic because especially in America and probably not other countries like in Cuba where I'm from, you cannot provide value to other people because it's a communist society, and thus there is no incentive for people to provide to build products and services that other people find valuable and interesting and fun. Whether it's essential for their survival or just for their own satisfaction. And I think that society is extremely it's extremely deranged. Communist societies, socialist societies are deranged because there is no incentive for people to build products and services that provide value to other people. And that's generally how, especially Turius and Homo erectuses and all of our previous ancestors basically provided value. If you do not provide value to the group, then you would essentially be casted out because you were selfish or you just weren't inclined to help others. So I honestly think that economics is altruistic in itself. At least like free market capitalism is altruistic. Um, and that's why people if you look up Elon Musk's net worth is this amount because his companies have created at least 10x this, so $3 trillion at the minimum, and that Tesla generated one trillion. So if you look up value of all Elon's companies, I don't know what the exact figure is. It might not be 3 trillion, but generally speaking, 10x is a pretty good amount. So let's see. SpaceX, XAI. So Tesla now is worth $1 trillion, probably more than that. SpaceX is now probably worth 200 trillion. and etc. But the reason why Elon Musk is so wealthy is because he has provided a lot of value to other people. And again, I think that too many people in society now think that having wealth is bad, especially since we're in like kind of like a consumer market. Everybody just wants to consume, but consuming doesn't actually like provide any value. I mean, it provides value to yourself, but you're not building products and services for other people, which means you're not generating income. Income is essentially the exchange of value to other people, and they believe that your value that you are providing to them is valuable to them, and then they exchange something to you. And all of this stems from kind of like the the social hierarchy of early primates. A lot of our ancestors typically did this. It's an exchange. It's basically reciprocation. All of economics is basically founded on reciprocation. For example, you have an apartment, you have a house. Someone is letting you stay at the house because they built it, but you can stay in there if you reciprocate, if you give them something in return, which is typically rent or mortgage or something of that capacity. So there are things I fundamentally dislike about modern capitalism, especially like that, like big banks can basically own like 90% of the homes in America. But hopefully that'll change with the new and upcoming administration. But fundamentally, ultra capitalism, like an actually free market, is basically founded on altruism, because the only way you can survive, the only way you can generate income is if you provide value for other people in the terms of products and services. For example, people get employed to provide value to other people, and that's how they generate income. But if you do not have an occupation, or if you're not building products and services, then you have no income because you are not providing value to other people. And so it's just like very upsetting to see people like being very upset for like wealthy people and things like that. When generally speaking, like I honestly believe that economics is altruistic and good in some capacity, because you have to provide value to people. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned.